So that's sometimes all you need. I want to suggest from Gideon that we have strength we know not. That there is available to us strength we have not even considered. Go in the strength you have. You mean I have strength? Yes. And apparently, what strength I have is enough to go on. I didn't even think I had any spiritual resources. And the angel says, oh, Gideon, I can't answer all your questions, but proceed. Go in the strength you have. I didn't even know I had any. And you who are feeling so discouraged, if you just dig down deep, you've got some resources you didn't even know you had. Now go in the strength you have. I was reading a book by a financial advisor, and he was saying that he gave a seminar on handling your finances, and he was talking about the importance of saving and having a reserve fund. And there was a woman in the audience who said, I cannot save any money. It takes everything I make just to be able to pay my bills. I have almost no savings. And he said, well, describe your average day to me. So she did. One of the parts of her day was that she would go to Starbucks every morning and get a latte, foaming half-calf, I don't know, whatever you get. All right. And the average was $5 every day. And he said to her, if you would stop going to Starbucks, you would have $25 a week, $100 a month. At the end of a year, you'd have $1,200, all produced by the latte factor in your budget. He said, you have money you just don't know about. You have money you could save. He was telling her, you already have resources. You just haven't realized they're there. You have some spiritual strength that's been getting away from you, $5 at a time, so to speak. Harness it. Go in the strength you have. Well, I don't have any. You already have it. It's down there. Now capture it and go in the strength you have. Whatever that strength is, it was apparently enough for Gideon. There's a line in 2 Peter 1:3. If you're taking notes, this is a great verse from Peter. Speaking of God, he says, his divine power has given us everything we need for life and godliness through our knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness. God's divine power has given us everything we need. We have strength we don't even know about. And whatever that strength is, it is at least enough to go on. So after Gideon says, I'm not sure you have the right person. I'm the weakest person. My clan is the weakest of the clans, and I'm the weakest one in my clan. I'm not the best person for this. You shouldn't be calling me mighty warrior. Then Gideon is given, at least in the English Bible, 5 words that can change his life. I'm going to give them to you as I close this up. Here are the 5 words. I will be with you. That's all Gideon needs to hear. You mean you're gonna stay with me? Yeah. This persistent presence of the eternal is what allows us, future warriors, to go out into battle. It is knowing that he will never leave us or forsake us. I have a 16-year-old son. He's one of the great lights of my life. I love that young man. I tell him every day I love him. I tell him he's my favorite teenager on the planet. 6'4", 230 pounds. I still crawl into his bed with him and hold him and tell him I love him. Still. He doesn't allow it in public. No kissing in public, he says. When he was in one of the places we lived, I think it was in Indiana, he had a bunk bed that faced the wall. And so sometimes he would turn to go to sleep and he'd face the wall. I was in his bed and we were spooning and I was talking to him and just allow it to be so. And I was telling him I loved him. We prayed together and we laughed a little bit. And I decided I would just stay there until he dropped off to sleep. He was 6 or 7 years old. He dropped off to sleep, and I was behind him, and I started to get out of the bed. And just as I began to get out of the bed, he stirred. He was facing the wall. He turned. He looked at me. He said, "Oh, you're still there." He dropped off to sleep. I don't know what you're facing. Maybe a wall. Maybe a horrible circumstance. You are so sure you're alone. If you just do a quarter turn, he's still there. I will be with you. And it is enough for us. Now may the Lord bless you and keep you and make you fully aware of his presence. May he meet you under your oak trees, arresting you, speaking to you in such dramatic ways that you'll never forget the conversation. Go in the strength you have. The Lord is with you. And everybody sang, amen. You're dismissed. Everybody sang, amen. Everybody sang.